Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the team call. I'm going to introduce myself because there are a lot of people on here that I don't know, which means you don't know me. Or you may not know me, maybe you do. But my name is Amanda Huber, and I have been a coach for about 4.5 years. I joined just like 6 months after Lindsay. So we've pretty much been running this business together from day one, which has been super fun. And it's just, I can't believe that this is our job, that this is Lindsay and I's full-time jobs. So just a little background on me. I was the girl that told Lindsay, I already have a program. Don't try and sell me that Shakeology shit because I'm not drinking it. I've drank it before and I don't need it. And about 2 weeks into being in one of her challenge groups, thankfully, she allowed me in her challenge group without Shakeology. And about 2 weeks in, I was like, I want to do what you do. I want to be a coach. I will drink Shakeology. I will trust a program because I was also the girl who had just finished running a marathon and I knew how to run. I mean, I'm not fast by any means, but I knew how to just work out for a really long time. Let's just say that. And I didn't think that working out for 30 minutes would do jack shit for your body. I didn't trust it. I didn't think that it would work. However, my running and my working out, sorry for the swearing, it's going to happen. My running and my going to the gym for 2+ hours a day some days was not getting me the results that I wanted. I had lost 60 pounds by doing Weight Watchers 4 years prior to joining Lindsay. But then I had moved and had transitions and gained some weight, and then XYZ, it all came down to trust a program and do it. So in, I think, December or so of 2013, T25 came out, and I decided to go all in. Oh, there you go, Rob. To go all in with T25, only T25. I wasn't running at the time. I wasn't doing anything else. I'm going to go all in with clean eating, which I was super passionate about at the time, which is a whole nother part of my story, but I'm really about this trust thing right now because that's the theme of my challenge group this month. So went all in with the program, followed that calendar to a T, followed clean eating, drank Shakeology every day, and got results that I had never seen in my life. And the funny part is I only lost 1 pound, but I lost 12 inches in 30 days, and I was blown away. I went from like a size 10 to a size 6, which I had never been in my life. And I'm happy to say I'm still at that size, which is wonderful 4.5 years later. Still feel like the best I've ever felt. And yes, I've gone, up and down in weight, but I try and stay off the scale these days, which is the best part. It's probably one of the best things that's ever happened. So if you take anything away from that part of my story, it is trust a program. I have now pretty much done every single program just about that's come out from start to finish, and have gotten results in one way or another from every program. So I am the girl that's going to go all in. If I'm in, I'm in. If I'm out, I'm out. So if you take that mindset from me, you will see results both in your exercise, in your fitness, as well as in this business. So that kind of goes into what I'm going to talk about today. But before I talk about that, I did want to talk about some announcements. So because today's topic is in and out belief, and that just happened. So that was a God moment. But I do have some announcements. So first of all, everyone's rocking 80-Day Obsession. For those of you that started with us in January, we just started phase 3 today. So excited. We have 5 weeks left, ready to shred this layer of fat that I feel like I still have over my muscles that are definitely underneath there because we just bulked in phase 2. But a lot of people are sharing photos, right? Result transformation photos and stuff. I always ask people just out of courtesy if I can use their photos, if I can share them on my page. So I just suggest that you do the same. I would I don't like when I just end up seeing my photos and somebody else's post. So just putting that disclaimer out there. Ask somebody if you want to use their photos. Most of the time, someone's going to say, F yeah, use their photos. But just as a common courtesy, I say ask. And and Lindsay says, anyone can use mine anytime, don't ask. Some people take it personally, so.
That'd be more messages that I have to answer. I ain't got time for that. Just use
True. Other thing I wanted to talk about, and I honestly have not been in this group much, but in Carl's 1x3x5 group, you have to have a summit ticket to get in there. He's sharing so much stuff in there. I need to spend more time to learn what he's sharing, but I do suggest that you get your butt in there. Speaking of summit, you should get a summit ticket if you do not have one already. Then you can get in that group. Join us in Indianapolis for Summit. It is the event of the year. You get to work out with all the super trainers. You learn from the best. You get to connect with all of us. Many of us don't live in the same state. And so it's just a great time to be able to get together, connect. I mean, right on this call, we have Bree's in California. I'm in Colorado. Sarah's in North Carolina. I know Chad's not in Illinois. I mean, people are everywhere. We've got Illinois. Devin's over on the East Coast in New England somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but up in that part of the world, Connecticut. So we're just kind of all over, and it's awesome, but it's so great to be able to connect in person. There's nothing like it. Super Saturday is coming up the weekend of April 7th. So check out Super Saturday in your area. There is a Super Saturday in every state, probably, likely, in the state that you live in. So look for one to see if there's one close to you. There are a million announcements coming out at Super Saturday. One of them being To Be Mindset, which the announcement's already out, and they're sprinkling things now, but that, I believe, launches in April. So right after 80 Obsession ends, To Be Mindset is coming out. Also, they just announced that Joel, my boyfriend, is coming out with a program. So can't wait to hear more about that. The trailer was I don't know. He's in a garage working out with weights. I don't know. I have no idea what the program's going to be, but I'm excited because I just love him. And that's going to be amazing. And Beachbody bars launch April 6th. So if you are a bar person, I mean, I'll try them. I'm not a huge bar person, but a lot of people are. I really hope that they are what I consider clean, which sometimes I have really high standards on my food. So anyway, Beachbody bars come out April 6th. Also, one other training before I get into what I'm going to talk about is if you are not in the United Coach Collaboration Group, get in there. We have a new launch training, new system training. So basically, getting our customers into a free group, moving them to then a lower paid group, basically a boost group, a smoothie group. And there is an amazing system that Christina and, why am I blanking? Lisa and Lindsay work together on with this awesome lady on Etsy to put it together and create this beautiful guide for our challengers to be able to use. So that's awesome. Excited for that. And then easily be able to then move them from a low paid group, right? The boosts range from $30 to $50, I think, around there, to then move them to a challenge group, get them hooked. Basically with the boost group is you're showing them that, hey, you're spending all this money to make yourself a smoothie when you can just spend that to get one ingredient in Shakeology. One scoop of a powder in Shakeology and not need a million ingredients to make a shake. So that system and that training is happening now in the United Coach Collaboration. They have people sharing stuff on how they run free groups, how they're running the Boost group, I believe is this week, and then how to run a challenge group better, and how to move people from one group to the next, how to invite from one group to the next. So make sure that you're in that training. We are blessed to be able to be a part of that. There is no other team doing something like this. So take advantage. And with that, I am going to move into what I wanted to talk about today. So yesterday, well, I knew that I was running this call, and if you don't know me that well, but if you did, sometimes I am a procrastinator and I wait till the last minute to decide what I'm going to talk about, because I'm really bad at deciding what to talk about, because I never think it's good enough to share. So I messaged Lindsay yesterday morning and I was like, what do you want me to talk about tomorrow? And she was like, whatever you want. And she knows that I always ask her this, and she always tells me, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you're learning, like, just share. I'm not the one running the call. You're running the call. So talk about what you want to talk about. So I'm like, I still don't know what I want to talk about. I don't know. I just don't know. There wasn't anything like on my heart. Like, I'm learning a ton of things, but there wasn't anything on my heart that I was like, this is what I need to share today or tomorrow. So I go into church, and so I go to kind of a non-denominational Christian church. I absolutely adore my church, adore my pastors. And I sat down and I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden he starts talking about in and out. The theme of the message was, I don't want to miss a thing, but it was about this you're in and then you're out, you're in and then you're out. And so it really got me thinking, and it got me comparing what he was talking about to this business, and how so many people, myself included at times, and I'll share part of that story, are full in and then out in this business because of various things. So if you don't know the Bible much, I am going to share a little bit about kind of the message from Jesus's point of view, and then we'll move on. So I'm not going to go super in depth about it, but you will get, and I'm by no means a pastor or a preacher, nor can I do this any justice, but Jesus is putting this on my heart right now to share with you guys. So basically, if you know anything about Christianity, there's Jesus and the 12 disciples, right? Right before Jesus is about to be killed, he tells the 12 disciples to come with him to Jerusalem. And Peter, one of the disciples, goes with, and he says, Jesus, I'm all with you. I am all in. I believe in you. I'm with you. Don't worry. I'm not going to deny you. I'm with you. And as they get to Jerusalem, Peter is amongst all the people, and the people are like telling Peter, you're with him, you're with Jesus, as Jesus is basically getting crucified, right? You're with him. And he's like, no, I'm not. I don't know him. And then another person, hey, he's with him. No, I'm not. I don't know him. 3 times he denies Jesus 100%. And how I compared that to this business was people thinking that, let me get my train of thought. So basically, the pastor was talking about how Peter was all in with Jesus when he was basing his beliefs on his performance, on what he could do, and not his true belief of what Jesus could do for him. He was based on what he could do for Jesus. And so he's sitting there, and all of a sudden he tells Jesus, I'm not going to deny you. I'm not going to walk away from you. And then he does. But in the end, Jesus is like, it's okay. I still have your back. I still love you, right? So basically, the point of that is that you can try and walk away from this business because of you're not doing what you're supposed to be, quote unquote, supposed to be doing, should be doing instead of your belief. So I feel like a lot of people are like, well, I didn't get my power hour in 4 days this week, and so I can't do this anymore. Instead of, do you believe that you can do this? If you can constantly tell yourself that I believe in myself and I believe in this company, I believe in what we have to share, I believe in the products, I believe in these groups, I believe in the accountability, I believe in this team, instead of being so fucking worried about, well, I didn't get this done today, I didn't invite anybody today, so I just have to walk away. No, you don't just walk away because one day or 1 week you had a bad week and you walk away. I've had people way too many times. And a little story about myself with this. So end of last year, I don't know, I guess just throughout over the 4.5 years, but really the end of last year, I would say it wasn't a full lack of belief. It wasn't even a lack of belief in the company. It was a lack of belief in myself and where I could go, because things were changing and I was not having fun in my challenge groups anymore. I was not feeling a connection to my team, just to be straight out honest. And so I was lacking belief, which I never fully walked away. I was still running challenge groups, but I was not as connected. I was pulling myself away. And it's because I had kind of this out belief at the time. And I've done this to myself plenty of times, but the end of last year was probably the biggest time that I did it. And it happens, but I was never 100% out. But it was hard, and it is hard to get back, right? Like if you do walk away for a little while, it is harder to get back. But it doesn't have to do with the performance that I was doing. I was still doing the stuff. It was all the belief and the mindset and the stuff happening in my head of what I could do, what I couldn't do, so many people were walking away from this business, and I never once said I was ever going to walk away. And the team can attest to that. But I did have people questioning it because of some other things that I was doing. But I was never super far away. And so I guess I just want you to know that was right after I resigned from my job. Is that what that says?
Yeah, so it just goes to prove it wasn't your performance. You just got to walk away from your job and move yourself as an entrepreneur to Colorado, and
Right.
you still, based on your belief, it was that you're right. That was a big aha moment right there. It was right after you just did something huge, yet something shook your belief.
Right. Yeah. I walked away from my job to do this full time. And all of a sudden I was like, it like paralyzed me. And that happens because I'm scared as fuck. Like, this is now my full-time job. This is my full-time income. You know what I mean? Like, I was scared I wasn't going to be able to do it. But if I could have, like I said, I didn't fully walk away from the belief, but that performance did lack a little completely. I had hit Success Club for 40 something months in a row. And I didn't hit Success Club the last 3 months of the year. Period. Thankfully, I'm back. And I have hit Success Club January and February. But it happens. So really, like, you cannot base this business off of your performance. Yes, you have to perform. Yes, you have to invite. Yes, you have to run challenge groups and this and that. But if you want to fully succeed in this business, you need that belief. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in this company. And you need to share that belief. You need to share it in your story every single day with the world on social media. It is our job, guys. That is our job. Don't feel bad about it. Share it. Like, seriously. I feel like people sometimes are scared to put stuff out there. I don't think I've ever really been scared to put stuff out there necessarily, but sometimes I worry about how I'm wording things. So if you have a good week and then you have a bad week and then you have a good week and then you have a bad week, it's exhausting. And when you're basing your good week and bad week on how you perform, I guess is what I'm trying to say here, right? It's exhausting. It's not sustainable. You can't keep doing that. You're not going to stay in for the long haul if you have a good week and then a bad week and then a good week and then a bad week. Because it's eventually you're going to be so exhausted and you're just going to want to be out, 100% out. Instead of 100% in, you're going to be out. But then all of a sudden, you're going to see Lindsay, I'm just going to use Lindsay or Sarah or Bree or anybody killing it. And you're like, oh yeah, I could do that again. I could do this. And then you're back in. But guess what? Once you're like that far out and you're trying to come back in, it feels impossible and you don't want to do it again. I know many of you have done this. Some of you, my sister, she just said, I lack so much in her belief. She's been all in and then all out. I don't want to call you out, but I love you. And it all comes down, and I know, because I know her, she's my sister, in the belief that she can actually do this. That she can actually do this. And I know you can. And I know you can. So you just have to. So also, another point that the pastor was talking about, like, you're in and out with Christianity and watch how your friends are like seeing that. Oh yeah, come to church with me. I think this is really cool. I think Jesus is cool. Let's like go to church together, but I don't really know. I mean, that's one way that's totally fine. But like, if you are all in, like with this business, if you're out and you're kind of like, well, I don't know. I'm not really sure about this thing that I'm doing. Who's going to want to join you if you're not sure? You have to be in. You have to be sure that this is what you want to be doing. I know we have many new coaches on this call who may be questioning things right now, and you're just like, I don't know. I haven't had anybody join me yet, or I've only had one person join me. Again, you're basing that off performance. Do you believe deep down in yourself? Do you believe that this business can help people? Do you believe that these products can truly help people get into the best shape of their lives, be the healthiest versions of themselves? If you don't believe that, then you're never going to be in. You're not going to be successful. You have to have that in belief. And you can't, I get messages from coaches a lot. Like, I just don't know if I can do this because no one wants to join me. Well, what if you're thinking that in your mind, whether you are putting it out there in words for other people to hear, people sense that stuff. They do. They can sense it in your messaging. They can sense it when you're talking with them. They can sense it. So if you're thinking it, people know. You have to change those thoughts. I am a super woo-woo, you guys. Like, I'm all about the positive thoughts, changing your negative thoughts to a positive thought as soon as they come to your head. Like, you can't think that way. You have to change them because that energy inside of you, woo-woo, I know, I say it all the time. That energy inside you is felt by other people. Truthfully, it is. I was like, yep, I am. Did you know? I don't know. I think so. I think you can be. What the fuck is woo-woo? It's like super spiritual. Like, I'm super into chakras and like mindset stuff and like meditation and all that stuff. Like, I probably should share that stuff more because I'm like a total weirdo about it. But it's so, you guys, basically, it's so easy to fall out of this when you don't have that belief in yourself, and you can't keep telling yourself how much this business or these groups or these products can truthfully help other people. If you don't keep telling yourself that in your mind, it's going to be really easy to fall out of all of this and have a hard time coming back in if you do want it. You didn't perform your way in. This was an interesting thing, like as a Christian, but I thought it was interesting for this business too. You didn't perform your way in as a coach. Now, I did think, well, if I got results, but there are some coaches that never even got results. Like, you didn't perform your way in, you can't perform your way out. It's all about your belief. It really, truly is. I never stopped believing in this company, even when my performance was down. I never stopped believing in that I could actually do this. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I did lose some belief in myself, but I never stopped believing in this company, and I never once thought that I was going to walk away, because I know that this can help people. I just didn't know if I could do it. And now I do. Damn it. I do. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. Oh, you need to basically choose your position. Choose, instead of like you're thinking about your performance, choose your position, which is really like your story or your why. And like, you've got to share that all the time. Decide that you fucking love this company. Sorry, Nora. Oh, okay, good. She's got headphones in. Decide that you love this and share it. Like, there's no shame in our game at all. This is an amazing business. This is an amazing company who just has the best intentions in the world. And you have to know that, and you have to believe that. I think that is all, I think. But are there any questions? I'm going to look at some of these comments. Oh, consistency was one of them. So, yes, consistency is important. Like, because obviously I'm talking about, like, you can't get so discouraged when your performance is down, obviously, and that would lack consistency. But you also have to give yourself grace. Like, that was the theme of my challenge group last month, was grace and discipline, because you need to be disciplined, obviously, in this business, in a group, following a program. You need to be disciplined, but you also need to know that life freaking happens. And when life happens and something comes up and you miss a workout, you miss a meal, you don't eat right, you eat some chocolate, or like in this business, you don't send invites one day, or you forget to post, which thankfully I've started planning posts because that helps so much for me. Or you don't know what to post, so you don't post, or whatever. Excuse me. You have to give yourself grace. Like, obviously that lacks consistency if you miss something, but like, you can't let that bring you down and out to a point that it's too hard to come back. Like, it happens. Just like with a meal plan. You miss a meal, or you don't eat a yellow, or right? Like, which I don't think you'd miss a yellow. You don't eat a green. And like, you don't throw it all away. Some people do, but you have to stop doing that. Algorithm is easy to get back up. Isn't easy to get back up. I get discouraged because when I was on my game and what I did was working then, but it doesn't seem to be now. Maybe it's because I'm out of the game and not consistent, but my posts don't get traction. So starting over seems so hard. I feel you. It's definitely the algorithm. We do need to pay attention. If you didn't watch Carly's video in United Coach Collaboration about social media, watch that. With Facebook, you do need to pay attention and try not to use the words. Comment below, message me, join me. All of those kind of like words, they're getting blocked. Basically, I feel like you guys are seeing my posts and nobody else sometimes if I'm not conscious. So that is one thing. And then get your booties over on the Instagram game. Bomb. Lindsay's like killing it with hashtags in her stories, I've been noticing. High five. They look like some good hashtags too. So that's awesome. Bree says, I believe in the company of the products. When I talk to people, I feel like a lot of people ask me about fitness and I help them and tell them, give them options. Then a week later, they joined a gym or some other diet. They're not your people. Are you finding like your people, the people that really, that's sad to me. I get it. I have people doing it too. They don't understand the value yet. Maybe you're not sharing the value in enough of what it can do for them. Following the program. You can use my story of going to the gym for 2 hours and not seeing results. And here's the thing with results. Some people are like, well, I don't care about getting a 6-pack of abs. Well, those aren't the only results that I'm talking about. Or I don't need to lose any weight. Well, those aren't the only results that we have in this business. Like a lot of our results, remember, come through our mindset from these programs, from the amazing trainers, right? Like from what they're pouring into us, from the groups, from us as coaches pouring into them. But a lot of people don't understand that or quite know that right away. Wait, what is the algorithm? I suddenly my Facebook posts get way less attention. Yeah. Devin, oh no. They are changing how posts are being seen. They want more social interaction, which is why it's social media. They want it to be people commenting, not liking, more comments. If you can get people to answer a question, but you also don't want it to be like it. I feel like they're making it not impossible because it can be done, but it's definitely, I feel like more thought needs to go into your posts. So yeah, go ahead, Linz.
I've been messing with it because my posts were being seen a lot less, and I tried messaging a ton of people, and then those people would hopefully see my post, and it worked, but not as good as before. And what's changed is that when I go message those people, I go to their Facebook and I comment on something on their Facebook. So now I haven't just messaged them, I've also commented on something.
Okay.
Or what also helps is if you see someone liked your post, you would think it's midday over here. If you see someone likes your post, I'll go below and I'll tag them and I'll say hey Bree, I saw you like that. I know that you understand, or I know that you get where I'm coming from. And then Bree will comment. Now it's gotten some comments on my post. Someone else might, you know what I mean? It kind of, sometimes you need to start the commenting game, but then that's how you can get more comments on there. And then the other thing I was going to say was just really trying to, I get more traction on my important posts when I make sure that I've sandwiched it between 2 posts that are barely anything. If you guys have noticed, I'm a very long, wordy person all the time. And some of my posts recently have been like of Owen smiling, and it just said, because if you don't take, it was 1 sentence. But a lot of people liked it or whatever, commented, or I don't know what happened with it. Maybe that wasn't the post, but it was a post like that. They get my sense of humor, or they get something and it's short and sweet, and it gives them more, they can take more time to respond since they're not reading the whole thing. But then when my next one comes out, I get more traction on it because they were just looking and liking or commenting on a post that wasn't so much. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying this is the absolute what is working 100% and that's how you beat it. I'm testing it, and these are where I'm seeing when I do that, I see a little bit more traction.
That's good to know. Because it is definitely about the commenting, and yeah, I feel like the shorter posts that aren't by any means anything about the business or groups or anything are getting more traction. And then, so if you I do like that sandwiching in between. That's good. Good stuff. And she looks at and do live videos.
Yeah.
Yes, and we've said that for a year, and none of us have been doing it like consistently every day. I've done weeks where I have. There's our in and out again, right? Like, because why it ends up not happening. But like, again, that's where you got to take a position on something and just share the fuck out of it. Like, share it every day. And who cares if someone sees it more than once? Like, and obviously you'll share it in a little bit of a different way, but like, take a position on something. Like, I'm a total freak about nutrition. So like, I need to just freaking start sharing that and not caring and just being like, this is what you need to do. Like, and not care what anyone else thinks, right? Like, that's really what's going to get traction is that kind of stuff. Oh, Lindsay, directing people to your stories too in a short post. See my stories for how that went. Yeah, for sure. Does anyone else have any other questions or anything? You can do stories in your Facebook, I think is what Lindsay's saying. So you're saying, or in Instagram as well.
So with the short posts, you're like, because you have to be careful on Facebook now saying, message me or comment below. What I do is I don't do it a lot. I've done it a couple times. I direct people, I say a little splurge, and then I say, check out my stories from today for the details, or check out my stories, whatever. And then in my stories, I can, just a second for a minute, just a second, okay? Then in my stories, I can lay out there the invite. I can say, this is what it is. If you want details, message me or go to my bio and click on the link. But there you can give them that direction on how. And then that way your post could be seen more, and you're actually just directing them to your stories, and your stories is where they see a little bit of you. And then you also have that like soft invite in there.
Yeah. So Lindsay hasn't been able to do it to hers, connect her Insta stories to Facebook stories, right? And I don't think I can either, although I don't really know how. Does anyone know how?
It has to not be a business account for one.
Oh, that's why.
Even when mine isn't a business account, I still can't connect it. And I think it's something that they just rolled out to a certain amount of people, and it's getting rolled out to more and more, because I still don't have polls. And the only way I have polls is because I hijacked it.
I saw that.
So I think just, I needed that poll.
I know.
But I think it's just, it hasn't rolled out to everyone yet. I wish, because it's like a pain to kind of save it and then go over, and then you have to go later and delete all of them out of your phone, which is kind of
right.
But yeah, there should be a way, like Spruha can do it. She said she showed her screen, and she's like, you just go here and you click share with Facebook. Yeah. Like, how did I miss that? And then I went and looked, and it's because I don't have it. So
I don't know.
Have you guys been getting traction off of your?
Go ahead, Devin. Are you asking about?
Sorry.
Instagram? Go ahead.
Facebook stories. Have you guys been getting traction off that? I've like not even tried to connect one. I don't know if I can. And I've really been working on my Instagrams in general and stories and stuff there. But I kind of was keeping it off Facebook. I don't know. I was feeling like it was less of the culture on Facebook to do that. But I don't know. Are you guys feeling like that's really beneficial, or I don't know?
I have not been sharing over on my Facebook, but when I would get messages for like, I'd get like hearts or like, oh, cool. Or like, I'd get messages from people. So I guess people are watching them on Facebook. Again, I'm with you. I don't know that it's necessarily the culture, and the stories that I see are obviously all coaches. But that doesn't mean that people aren't watching them. It's just like obviously we're the ones posting on Facebook, and there are a lot of people who don't post anything and they just scroll and read. There's a lot of people that do that on Instagram, and same thing on Facebook. So I think that the stories are definitely getting more seen than they were before. So maybe I need to figure out how to do that again.
So as far what my thing is on there, I stopped them for a while, and I actually had people ask why I stopped. I only ever have maybe 40 max watch it on Facebook, not a ton. But when I do them, I get more messages from people on Facebook, interaction on my stories than I get interaction. More people watch them on Instagram, more people comment, and from a smaller pool of people on Facebook. And where I'm kind of at is I've built my entire business off Facebook. So why wouldn't I share my stories there? I have a market there. I have my customers there. If anything, even if I'm not getting new customers from it, my customer base is on Facebook. So they're watching, or, you know, so that's just my view. If you're a brand new coach and you're just on Instagram and that's your thing, don't even try to like get crazy with it. But Devin, that would just be something, you know, that you don't want to search. Sometimes they only have like 20 people that watch, but the people that watch, some are new, they interact, and some are my customers. And I think if anything, your customers need to see your reel, and not all my customers are on Instagram.
That's a very good point. Nugget I'm taking tonight. What are you trying to show, Sheila?
That when you go to your Instagram story, at the little 3 dots at the bottom, like when you're watching your own story, you click those 3 dots, and then at the bottom it says story setting.
Okay.
And then all the way at the bottom of that, it says share your story to Facebook.
Okay.
And you click that to blue. But for some reason I had it. I thought I was sharing to Facebook, and then I just looked and it wasn't clicked to blue. So I don't know if you have to do that like every time. Do you know, Sarah?
I don't think it should.
I don't know if she heard me. But
I don't have to do it. But I am my Facebook.
You're cutting out for me. I don't know if that's for everyone or me.
No, who is that? Is that Sarah? I think you're frozen. Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, mine says share your story to Facebook, but I don't think it works. I don't know. Any other questions or anything about anything at all? I'm glad you were able to get on, Linz.
Me too. Oliver's been great. I don't know. Well, Rob's over there making him look at.
Now you can put him on the spot.
Oh, I have a question. So that in that collaboration group or whatever it is, the one that's doing the trainings for the free groups,
Yeah.
are we supposed to be? I know we're supposed to start our own free group, but then I got an invite for like the big events from Jolene for that free clean week. Was that like, am I supposed to put customers in there or do my own?
I think it's up to you.
So you can, if you want, do a big group with the whole team?
I'm not doing a clean week, so I don't know. Do you know, Lindsay?
Yeah, they're just trying to offer it so that, like, for newer coaches and coaches that don't want to run their own and they just want to see how it rolls out, they want to offer it so that people can just jump in if they want. If it were me and I was comfortable running my own, I would do, you know, or co-run it with another coach on our team or something like that, just so that, because it's.
Yeah. All right. A few of my coaches and I are going to do our own group, but I didn't know like why they had that out there. I thought that that's what they wanted us to run our own group, but then I got an invite for that group. So I was like, wait, I don't know. Because I know that they're doing like the point system and all of that. So I didn't know if we had to be in that group. So, all right. I get it now. All right. Thanks.
Amanda, I have a question.
Yep.
Chad wants to get into the Instagram Academy, which if anyone hasn't done the Instagram Academy, I don't know what you're waiting for. If it's an excuse, you don't have time, whatever, put it on and just listen while you're doing stuff. It's so good and it's addicting and you'll be done before you know it. I have 0 time and I'm not sleeping and I finished it in a day and a half, okay? So, but Chad wants to get in on the Instagram Academy. Where he does that is in the coach collaboration, right? He has to get in that group, and then is that where he opts in?
I just sent this to Angela not that long ago because you have to, I think I just sent her, I'll have to look. Let me see if I can find.
Yeah, and we can look. I can look when I get the kids to bed in 10.
Yeah.
It was through Christina's original
Here,
group.
there's just a link. Here, like you can just go to Christina's course and opt in. I'll put the link in here, like her Thinkific page.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll see if I can get the link on here. And then you should be able to just sign up to opt into the course because it's free.
And then there's a private group that has some extra training and stuff from Sarah in there. And then once you're done with that, we're in that March focus group right now with the free group and stuff. But I would just focus on one at a time. So I'd probably do Instagram and get yourself set there and then jump into the March training. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Amanda.
You're welcome. So for anybody else that needs that Instagram training, you could just sign up there. And then I think the Facebook group and everything else is linked in there, I believe. Anything else? No? I hope you guys took some nuggets from the belief. Sorry, sometimes I get scattered. I have all these great notes and then I get talking and I'm like, la, 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 la. But hopefully it was helpful and you can start believing in yourself more because that's really where it comes down to. And if you're not doing personal development, do personal development. If you don't know Jesus, get to know Jesus. That helps me a lot. When I do lack belief, I know that he believes in me, so that helps a ton. Jesus is my dude. He's the best, you guys. He's like the best person ever, for real. So, do you guys want to take a picture? Ready? Smile. Got it. I can share it if you want it. Oh, can I share photos in here? That's what we should do. We should just like share. You can't in the chat. Because I know everyone wants like a photo. And then we all get crazy photos of people not watching. But I hope you guys have an amazing Monday night. Lindsay, do you want to say anything in the end? No? Okay. Good. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.